What do you do when you're with your friends? We usually grab a bite to eat and we catch up and talk about all the things that we missed when we weren't together. What did you do last Christmas? During Christmas, we get a Christmas tree and we put it up and decorate it. And then on Christmas Day, when everyone wakes up in the morning, we open the gifts that were under the tree. And after that, we go to my dad's house, since my dad and mom are separated, and we open presents at my dad's house then and kind of have a second Christmas there. What do you want to do when you get old? I would love to have good health when I get old because being healthy is super important. And if I do have good health, I would love to continue to travel the world and see every country. What do you want people to say about you? I would love people to think that I was open-minded, friendly, kind, positive. Kind of all those things, and I want them to see my adventures and feel inspired by them. What's Chicago like? Chicago can be interesting. The weather can get very, very cold, and I hate the cold and the snow. And it's very windy in Chicago, but it can also be a beautiful place, and the spring, summer, and fall are usually amazing and colorful, and lots of people. People are friendly here too, so it's a great city. What country do you want to travel to and why? A country that's on the top of my list has to be Italy because I love Italian food. I love Italian food. So, and it's a beautiful country. Beautiful, beautiful country. So I really, really want to go there, but I'm just saving up for the right time to go. Is there anywhere in America other than Chicago that you'd like to live and why? Maybe. I think about moving out of America, maybe to Europe, but if I was to continue living in America and not in Chicago, I might go to North Carolina or South Carolina because they have nice weather where it's not too cold in the winters, not too hot in the summers. It's a little bit milder, so that's pretty nice. Do you want to try living in New York or not? Why is that? I would say no. I am personally not a fan of New York. It is a cool city to visit for a week or two, but for me, I am not a city person in general, so I don't like New York. The people aren't as friendly as Chicago there. The streets are dirtier because there's no alleyways to put the trash, so the trash goes out in the street, versus in Chicago there's alleys, so it's not as stinky. And I just like the way Chicago looks a lot more than I like the way New York looks. So I think I'll stick with Chicago. What do you think are America's good points? I would say that America is always pushing boundaries. We're at a point where everyone's so comfortable that everyone's always trying to do something new. They're innovating, they're working on things, and the country really does try to support the people that live here with all kinds of programs and stuff. There are homeless people, and we do have an issue with drugs, but at the same time, we are trying our best to remedy that with food banks and SNAP points and things to help benefit people who are in bad situations. What do you think are America's bad points? I would say that we are very divided since we do run off a two-party system. We've got the Democrats and we've got the Republicans, and it seems like nowadays everyone has to pick a side and fight against each other, and I really dislike that as well. Are there electronics you want now? I am looking into buying a MacBook right now, usually to do my editing and social media stuff on because it's super easy to use when you have an iPhone. Are you saving money? Do you think many Americans save money? Yes, I save money all the time, every day. Every time I get a paycheck, I put money away into my savings and into an investment for my future. I think it's super important, and I don't think enough Americans are saving their money because people aren't being educated on how to save and how to do these things. It's not taught in schools, and so you have to reach out to those things yourself to be able to learn about that, unless someone in your life teaches them to you. So, yes, save your money. It's important. What kind of men are popular with women in America? That's a hard question to answer because America is a very diverse place, and so people's and women's interests are very diverse, and what one person likes doesn't mean everybody likes. But I would say that women like men who are into fitness, that look fit overall, that are good looking, have a nice jawline, symmetrical facial features, nice hair. Those are some kind of basic things, I guess. What was your most fun memory of high school? I would have to say it was going to homecoming. I loved getting all dressed up in those fancy dresses and doing makeup and hair and going to the dance. It was so much fun. What's the first thing you think of when you think of the word Japan? Sushi. And like anime cats. Yeah. What would you like to try if you came to Japan? Well, I don't want to say sushi, but I kind of do want to try the sushi, preferably without the fish, so maybe some vegetarian sushi. But I guess I also want to try some like really authentic Japanese food because I don't even know what that would exactly be like. So I think that'd be really cool to try. What news are you most interested in the moment? The conflict between Israel and Palestine. There is some major conflict going on, and a lot of bombings going on at the moment, so there's a lot going on with that. Is there an app that you really like, and what does it do? Well, recently I've been playing an app called Merge Mansion, and it is a game where you merge items that look the same to create bigger items, and you try to complete your tasks. So I've been playing that in my free time. What did you do yesterday, and can you give your daily schedule? So yesterday I had a photo shoot in the morning, so I had to wake up early and iron all my clothes for the photo shoot. So that was at about 8 a.m. And at about 9 I started on my makeup and hair, and at about 9:30 I was heading to my shoot, and I picked up a drink at Panera. It was a strawberry lemonade. And my shoot went for 2 hours. It was great. And then I came home, and my brother was working on fixing my computer because I'm having some issues with the Wi-Fi. So for about 3 hours, we were trying to work on fixing my new computer that I just built. Then I had a friend come over, and we made a bunch of food, and we all sat around the TV and watched the NASCAR races that were going on in Chicago. And that's how I ended my night. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Usually when I wake up in the morning, if I don't have something like a photo shoot going on, I will get up and I will go on a run. What do you always do before you go to bed at night? At night, I make sure my dog gets her medicine. I take my medicine, I do my skincare routine, and I put my hair into these little curlers so that it looks nice when I wake up the next morning. What do you do on your days off? Usually I spend them with my friends, with my family. I love to play video games, so you'll find me playing video games a lot of times as well. Do you have any bad habits? Yes, I used to bite my nails a lot. I stopped biting them, but sometimes it's still a bad habit and I can't help myself and I kind of nibble them down a little bit. But I like to try to keep them long because they look really nice and they're really strong. What was the last thing you cracked up laughing at? I would have to say that was probably yesterday when we were watching the NASCAR races. It was me and my friend and my two brothers sitting around the TV watching, and my two brothers got into a major argument about something that made no sense and didn't matter whatsoever. And I was just laughing because that's just what it's like having brothers. What has been fun in your life lately? Well, I just got back from a trip to Mexico. It was amazing. We went to 3 different areas and I loved it. It was a beautiful place and it was great to get some time away. When was the last time you felt moved? It would have had to been when I was in Mexico on my trip about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were visiting a really poor area and there were a lot of indigenous people and they were living on the streets. They would sell stuff on the streets all day and then you'd see children and stuff sleeping there at night. And it really makes me appreciate what I have and where I've grown up and the fact that we don't have to work that hard just to put food in our belly. And also it made me want to go help people and volunteer. So my next trip I'm planning on taking a some type of like mission trip, maybe not exactly that, but something to help volunteer and really help people in those situations out. What was the most expensive thing you bought recently? It was definitely my new computer. I just built a computer for myself for work, for gaming, for school, and it was expensive. And you can kind of see it back here. You can see it glowing. But I love it. It was totally worth it. What thing do you want most right now? Right now I am trying to sell my current laptop so that I can buy a MacBook instead because they are lighter and easier to travel around with, so definitely want a MacBook right now. If you had $1 million, what would you do? This is always such a hard question because it's hypothetical, but I think I would definitely put a lot of money in savings, investing to basically grow my money. I would probably buy a business for myself to be able to kind of start a life. I would help my family out, and I would use the rest to probably also take a volunteer trip and go somewhere and help people out. What is something you want to do at least once in your life? I think it would have to be bungee jumping because I went skydiving already when I was 18, but I'm still terrified to go bungee jumping, but I definitely know I want to do it someday. Who is someone that you respect? I can't really think of someone in particular that I feel a ton of respect for. But I guess currently I've been feeling a lot of respect for people who are immigrants and are coming to America and starting a new life here. I feel a lot of respect for being able to do that and to be able to start over in that way and sometimes even learn a whole new language. I think that's amazing and people are so strong for doing that. Who is someone that you'd like to meet and what do they do? I think I would like to meet a travel vlogger and just talk to them and see how they started their journey, and because they record videos, they make travel videos and they go over the world, and I think that's so cool. So I would love to know how they did it and basically to get some advice from them. What are your interests? I have a lot of interests. I like to do a lot of things. Some of my main ones would have to be playing video games. I love animals. I have 5 pets at home, 3 dogs, 2 cats. Recently, I renovated one of my pieces of furniture and created a wood-like pattern on it. So I completely changed the look of that. That was super fun. Recently, I also built a computer, which is something I've never done before, but that was super fun too. And I've also become a plant mom, and I've adopted 5 different plants. So let's hope I can keep them alive.
実践的な英会話を短期間で効率よく身につけたい方は、いろんなアメリカ人の生の英会話を学ぶのが一番です。英会話教材 This is 英会話では、アメリカ人約150人の生の英会話を紹介しています。概要欄に紹介していますので、ぜひ見てください。それでは次回をお楽しみに。